All right, the F150 here is pretty dirty. You can see that. Nothing complicated about the dirt. So I'm just going to use, I'm in Delaware, and I brought some goodies. The brand new one system. So we're just going to wash clay and then hit the whole exterior with Infinite Use Detail Juice 1 direct to paint. It's going to give it a lot of slickness and gloss that it doesn't have now. And I can say that because this stuff adds slickness and gloss to everything. Even if it's super slick and super glossy, there's a level that I haven't found that you can achieve any other way but having Infinite Use Detail Juice direct to paint. So Infinite Use Detail Juice 1, I should say. So anyway, you know what a dirty truck looks like. I'm going to get on that, and then we'll be back and we'll show you the results.
Nice.
Look at this guy doing the work.
Yeah, you got me working, man.
Doing the work.
You got me moving fast, too. I'm not used to this quick pace.
So I'll obviously put a link to the Ozzstar YouTube channel and his Instagram.
Don't forget Ozzstar 1 with the number 1.
That's right, Ozzstar 1 all day.
Check it out if you're in automotive mechanical repairs or anything basically automotive. That's the one. So yeah, it's coming along beautiful. It looks great. It's like Gary says, super slick. That's all there is to it.
All right, so finish it,
and
okay?
the shine is amazing. What?
I'm just joking.
Is this ready?
Yeah, so we're just doing a panel at a time, as you should do with any rinseless wash situation. It also really makes the job go by a little bit more efficiently and easier if you're working on smaller sections at a time versus a whole car. And if you notice, little tip about the Infinite Use Detail Juice 1 that he's actually doing, which I didn't tell him that. I did tell him you need to wipe fast, but he's going in smaller sections. So as soon as he sprays it down, he's immediately wiping it. So you got to wipe it in because the heat on the panel is going to prematurely start curing that the ceramic acrylics technology built in Infinite Use Detail Juice 1. That's not necessarily a problem, except for nobody wants streaks.
Right. You can definitely tell the difference when you move fast, and even in the shade. I'm sure you got to move quickly. You don't want it to dry. You don't want it to dry with the smears or the streaks.
That's right. And nobody got time for that. Because, the streaks are really just causing you to spend more time when, if you're trying to make money doing this, time is money. If you're an enthusiast, you still need to work fast, but the time isn't as much of the essence. But that's it.
As you rub it in, you rotate your microfiber, and you almost like dry, you want to call it like drying it off, but you'll feel it get slicker because it's kind of grabby when it's damp.
Right.
As soon as it's locked in, it's slippery.
So anyway, we've got this whole side of the truck done. The roof is all done. The windshield is done. The hood. And then he's got this side of the topper done on the roof. So we got to knock out the front end, which I do last. So the front end and the rear end I generally will wash last because it's going to be the worst parts of the vehicle. And sorry about all that wind, goodness. What I was trying to get at is you want to do the most dirty parts last, and that will actually help you to not contaminate your bucket if you're doing the prep wash like we're doing now. We don't have enough microfibers, unfortunately, to do the whole Garry Dean wash method situation. That's our bottleneck right now. However, we can still get it done, paying a lot of attention to not installing extra scratches to the paint. So, all right, well, we're gonna get back to work. You can see, I showed you the other side, but the paint is pretty dirty. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little hard to see in the shade, but all right, all right, so the truck is done. It's actually been done for a couple hours. We went in and had some lunch. We did some chatting about how we're gonna collaborate on the next video. This one's just a quick video. We weren't planning on really doing anything with the truck, but I wanted to get it cleaned up for him while I was here. And I wanted to use, a little bit different situation product-wise on the truck than we're gonna use on his vet that we're about to get started on, and then shoot the real video I came here for us to do. But we're at the final step now. So we've got the whole truck all washed, clayed, and then Infinite Use Detail Juice 1 direct to paint. Would you happen to have a tire dressing applicator somewhere or something that I can?
I've got everything.
All right. So
The Ozzstar channel.
what we're gonna so universal dressing. A lot of you guys know that this was the 7th and final product I added to the 1 system, and it was mainly because the universal coating made me happy with what it did, but I think that a lot of my customers and pro detailers are going to want a little bit more gloss. So we built this that is, if you follow my lineup, it is the durability of or better than Tough Tire Gel from my Signature series, and it is the versatility of Transform dressing from the Infinite lineup. So what I'm going to do, I have a 2-ounce bottle right here with a sprayer on it. I'm going to take the cap off this. Now these caps on my 8 and 16-ounce bottles, the cap interior volume is 1/4 of an ounce. So with that said, I'm going to take, actually, it might be easier if you assist.
Yeah.
I'm going to fill the cap. So it's a 2-ounce bottle. So that's 1/4 of an ounce there. So pour that into this bottle. There's a point to me showing you this. A lot of people want to see exactly what you do. That's all right. If you spill some, that's okay. This stuff's cheap when you talk about how dilutable it is. So we've got 2 caps. That 2 caps is 1/2 of an ounce. This is a 2-ounce bottle. So it's basically, we're setting this up to be 1 part product to 3 parts water. And if you read the label, which nobody does, it actually says 1 to 3 with water right there, the 3rd line down. And it says up to, but that's not even true. I've used that up to 1 part product to 6 parts water, and it does great. In fact, that's how I prefer it. But you'll get better durability out of this like this, 1 to 3. It might last a day or 2 longer. The reality is, out of universal dressing, I get over a month for durability out of the 1 to 6 dilution. So, all right. So that now has the appropriate amount of water in it. If you want to go ahead and let me take it from here and just film me. So you obviously added water to it, shake it up a little bit. This is a tire dressing applicator, nothing fancy. What I generally will recommend, if you go direct to the tire or direct to the trim or wherever you're putting this stuff, you potentially will blow all of this all over your paint, which is not what you want. What I usually prefer to do is put it directly on the applicator. Get this sprayer to work. So you're going to prime your applicator just like this. Get a decent amount on the surface. With these sprayers, you actually are conserving product for sure, because you're not applying more than you need. So this application was to prime it, and you basically rub it in. I really didn't go to town cleaning these tires, to be perfectly honest with you. I wiped them down with the towel, but I did not scrub them clean. I also did not use Universal Clean and Prep, which will absolutely extend the life of the dressing for sure, because it has a primer in it that allows the polymers that are in here to bond better.
That shine is perfect. It really is.
Yeah,
it's just the right amount.
It's the way I prefer it.
Now, when it dries, will it get a little bit less shiny, or is it pretty much going to stay what we see here?
It's pretty much going to stay where it's at. It's not real. It's not overdone. It's a very professional look, I like to call it.
Yeah. It looks like a new tire, basically.
I don't like what they call the gangster shine. I don't like it when I can see the reflection of my bald head in my tires. If that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Hey, look, I didn't
we
see
weren't
you
looking.
do it, but I know you just looked at the reflection of my bald head.
we weren't looking. We had sunglasses on anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right. I'm probably working it in a little bit much, but there's a lot of little grooves and stuff in these tires, so I'm making sure I get it in there right. You can spray it directly onto the rubber if you want. You can really saturate it and then leave it there and let it dry and it looks fine, which is the benefit to production detailing, but it's not what we do here. And I'm going to show you the very little bit we use. You should only, doing it like this, you should only be using about 1/4 ounce for 4 tires, doing it like this.
So that little bottle should do, and these are truck tires, they're pretty big, so.
You should be able to do all of these tires 8 times.
Wow, okay. It's an amazing concentration.
Well, that's, just to put it in perspective, the 16-ounce bottle of universal dressing retail, straight from detailjuice.com, is $59.99. Now you would think, wow, $60 for a tire gel? Well, remember, my one system was built for pros that want to get the most performance and longevity and value, all of that out of their product. So with that one 16-ounce bottle at $60, if you dilute it 1 part product to 5 parts water, which is my 5 or 6-ish is my preference. This looks really good.
Oh, it
and
does.
You'll notice, look at that. Dry to the touch.
No grease. None of that.
Nothing.
No slime, no
it's
snot.
It's not possible that will sling because there's
amazing.
Nothing there sitting on the outside. So what I'm getting at is at $59.99, so $60, if 1 part product to 5 parts water makes 6 16-ounce bottles, you're paying $10 a bottle of tire shine. That's very comparable at the quality level that this is to anything you can go to a big box store and buy. So the value is there. You just have to do that simple math. Now, I know most of you guys don't love doing that, but you've got to do it. If you're a pro detailer, you want to maximize your profits. You want to make sure your cost to profit ratio, your cost should not be more than 10% of how much you're charging for the job. So to put that in perspective, if you're charging $100 for a job, it should not cost you more than $10 to do it. $90 should go right in your pocket. So that's one very light coat of universal dressing diluted 1 part product to 3 parts. Well, it's probably a little over diluted because on all of my bottles, the marker for the amount that's in there is right where that edge starts to go up. I actually filled it up to about there. So if we just look inside here, well, there with that. I don't mind that because it's a tire. We barely used any at all.
Yeah. Not even a 1/2 ounce, probably, right?
No, I probably over applied that, but it was a very light coat and I rubbed it in really well. So it should take you around 1/4 ounce to do all 4 tires on a regular size car. You are going to use more on truck tires. You're going to use more on knobby tires, that kind of thing, because you got to have more product to go in different areas. But if you just look at the difference between the done tire and the not done tire.
And you can see the reflection in the paint from the infinite use detail juice we just used, the one system.
Well, if the sun was out, they'd see the metallic.
Yeah, the truck wasn't even polished. We just went over it with that. And you can clearly see me walking here, but here's the after.
No, that's before.
I mean, the before, we just saw the
that's
after.
Nothing at all on there. And then you go over to that. That's one even coat. And look, again, see my hand? Very dry, nothing on the hands, right? Look at this.
Yeah, and you know what the
Nothing
other good thing
on the
is?
hands.
Here's the problem: when you slime up your tires, it collects dirt. So you're going to have more dust and dirt sticking, and brake dust especially to that, which makes your tires dirtier, not cleaner. So That's the way to go.
I don't know.
It's absolutely amazing.
I personally have been detailing for over 20 years as a pro, like with a business license, a legit situation. In all of my 20 years, I've never found a more versatile tire shine situation, trim situation. Now check this out. I always like to block the wind. Now this is new trim, but you definitely can see
2-year-old new trim.
You see the difference? It's darker here than there.
Yep.
And that, look, I just applied it. Nothing on my hand. Dry, feel it.
Yep.
Dry as a bone.
There's no
Nothing.
Nothing. No oily, no nothing.
No
Amazing.
grease. And you can see that definitive line right there between the treated side and the untreated side. And again, you can get more darkness and more shine by just diluting it less. It's all about how you prefer that to look. It's so versatile. It's so easy to use. It's amazing. I mean, I would say that. My name's on the bottle, don't get me wrong. But I can tell you that my real world experience has far more value than anybody's lab tests. That's for sure. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish up these tires.
Now, you know what I just noticed? Yeah, a big problem with the slime is when you do running boards like this, you put that stuff on there and it gets very slippery. You know, getting in and out of the truck can actually be dangerous. And this stuff, you're not going to have a problem with.
Not at all.
There's not going to be any slipperiness.
That's why I'm going right at it right now.
You're getting the darkness. So I just realized that is fantastic. So I really appreciate you getting it done right for me, Gary.
Yeah, man. Well, there you go.
Look
There's
at
your
that.
treated section.
Look at that difference already. So.
And that's gonna
Hopefully
last. That's gonna last you over a month right there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing, and it's not slippery at all right now.
It's not slippery right now. It didn't even have to wait 10, 20, 30 minutes like a lot of stuff.
Amazing, man.
Now, obviously,
Really
I'm not
good
done.
stuff.
I can get in there in the back.
Well,
We
you
can
better.
finish that.
I mean, come
Well,
on.
you know, for the video's sake, we're just showing them a little piece because that's really that comparison right there. This being this dry, it's not going anywhere. It penetrated the surface of that plastic, and it's going to stay there. We can also make it darker if we wanted to. I mean, you've got that gray piece in the back. Check this out.
Yeah, for 2 years I've been trying to figure out how do I get that nice and black that running board without slipping on it. You know, getting in and out.
It's
fantastic. There's the answer.
Was this black when you got the topper?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is just missing all its color, and you can see the difference here. But look, if we took just a little bit straight out of the bottle, right? So just a little bit of that. It's not going to put your color back. That's the problem. There's no dye in this.
Okay.
So unfortunately, all the color came out.
It's all faded out. Interesting.
Well, it did darken a little bit. But if you look at your factory trim.
Yeah. So it has to do with the quality of the plastics?
The plastic's decent quality, but they didn't put enough dye in there to keep it looking dark.
Right. It is darkening. It's
Oh,
just
for
not
sure.
as dark
It's
as
just
it was.
all the color's gone.
Yeah.
But look, well, you can probably see it better here. So we just do a little section of this.
Here's another place, step bumper. You know, you've got to step up to get up there. You don't want to slip, but you want that nice black look.
That's right. You just work it in a little bit, and it's dry.
Yeah.
It is dry already.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it's very black.
Well,
compared to
This
the
is
faded.
that line right there is where I stopped.
Yeah.
So all of that is not done.
Compared to the faded area, it's just the way the sun's hitting it,
But
but
look.
it's definitely darker.
Just a little piece. You can see it's dark. All I did was wipe it. I didn't even clean this properly. We washed it with Infinite Use Detail Juice 1 with a rinseless wash earlier. I didn't use Universal Clean and Prep. I'm not doing the steps that you need to do to show you this demo. I'm showing you that you could What's crazy is you could half-ass the work and still get incredible performance out of this product, is what I'm saying. You should be cleaning the plastic. Now that plastic is very porous, so inside those pores it's going to hold a lot of dirt. Look at the darkness though.
Yeah, it's coming on. Plus, it's protecting it.
Oh, for sure.
So
That
has UV protection in it.
It has our proprietary ceramic acrylics technology with the best stuff on the planet in the bottle, doing work every day. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and get done.
Yeah.
But look, thank you so much for watching. Check out Ozzstar 1 on YouTube and Instagram.
Yep. Ozzstar on YouTube, Ozzstar 1 on Instagram, right?
Well, you'll find them either way. Put the one in.
I'm
check the one
around.
out,
I get
divide
around,
them.
yeah. Don't forget to check out Garry Dean's
That's right.
website too, right?
So, yeah, check out detailjuice.com if you want to learn more about any of my One System products or any of my products. If you've got questions for me, I'm the only product line manufacturer on the face of the planet that gives you a personal cell phone number for anything that you need. Product questions, detailing endeavors, assistance, whatever you need. Business advice, I do that too. 813-846-4406. Detailjuice.com. Check out Garry Dean's Detail Juice Nation. It's a group on Facebook where we talk about only my products, my processes, and what I've got going on. But contact me directly. It's the easiest thing you could do. Or at Garry, Garry .dean35 on Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Well done.